Welcome to the Futurist. This is hint number 1.
Is reality an illusion? Is it possible that we live in a matrix-like world with multiple layers constructed by our descendants?
Yes, player 1. Reality is an illusion. And it is very possible that you live in a matrix-like world with multiple layers created by your forefathers. Let us get into that step by step from the viewpoint of a game master. Ever since the beginning of time, there have always been 7 continents with citizens doing the same things they are doing today. The only difference is that a new layer is always added to the game, making it more interesting to players. For example, new cities like Dubai is seen as a center of attraction for many. Multiple layers is always adding to this reality. An example of multiple layers can be found within the history of transportation. Let us enter into the history of transportation. The history of transportation can be divided into the following layers. Layer 1. Transportation by walking. Layer 2. Transportation by riding a house. Layer 3. Transportation by riding a primitive bus. Layer 4. Transportation by riding a version 1 of that primitive bus. Sometimes a whole generation of people will only experience transportation layer 1. Or maybe layer 2. So the example can go on and on, from transportation to education to communication and to all sectors of life. Sometimes a single layer can last for a year or a decade. The time frame of a layer depends on how long it takes a nation to come up with the next new and faster form of transportation or communication. How long it took before the first radio was invented. Who invented it? How long it took that person to invent such invention. How many puzzles he had to solve before understanding how radio will be invented. How old was the inventor before his or her invention? These are the points in time that the game masters look at. Such is the timeline of a civilization.
Ever since the movie Matrix came out in 1999, in which humans are trapped inside a virtual reality, there has been intense public speculation and debate about the nature of reality.
Since this reality is a game world, the game masters usually send hints to players to assist them along the journey. These hints are also entertainment and pleasure to players. The entire education sector is a hint to every player. Hints are transmitted to player through 5 mediums. These 5 mediums are education, religion, politics, business and entertainment. The Matrix movie is a very useful hint that was transmitted through the entertainment portal in the 1990s. Every movie is a hint, especially science fiction movies. There are some people that can learn from movies only. because they are way ahead of others in the game. Computer-generated movies can generate important life lessons that are unfamiliar to other characters in this game of life. Imagine a computer-generated movie that is setting in the near future. Those that will view such movie will already have a perspective of how the future will become, giving them an upper hand amongst other competitors.
World. I mean, right here, even sitting here right now, I just articulated a thought through a sentence. And I take a step back and I'm like, yeah, my particles just did a reasonably good job of saying what my other particles were trying to articulate. And I sit back and I'm like, thank you, particles, for doing that. Or thank you, physical law, for allowing my particles to do that. And in that way, I actually feel a degree of gratification for the fact that my particles did something that I'm happy with. And when my particles do things that I'm not happy with, I similarly feel a degree of remorse. But that's what's going on. And all of it comes from physical law.